There's a myth that to run an AI program well, you need a chief AI officer, an AI committee, full-time policy staff, and a dedicated budget center. That's true at very large enterprises. It is not true at small or mid-sized organizations, and trying to copy that model will slow you down, not speed you up. What SMBs need is a lean operating model, 3 or 4 roles, mostly part-time, a short list of decision rights, a handful of meetings, and a defensible record. That's the whole program. Today, I'll walk you through what that lean model actually looks like. You need 4 roles, not 4 people, 4 roles, which can absolutely be filled part-time by people who already work for you. Role 1, executive sponsor. The senior leader accountable for the AI program, usually the CEO at smaller companies or the COO or CIO at slightly larger ones. The sponsor doesn't run the program day to day. They protect it, fund it, and make the high-stakes decisions when escalated. 5 to 10% of their time at most. Role 2, program owner. The person who runs the AI program operationally, coordinates pilots, tracks metrics, manages the intake pipeline, reports to the sponsor. This is usually the role that scales over time. At 20 employees, it might be your head of operations doing this part-time. At 500 employees, it might become a dedicated role. Role 3, workflow owner. Each pilot or active workflow has a workflow owner, the person accountable for the use case in their function. They know the workflow, they own the baseline, and they own the quality of the output. This role is held by a manager or senior individual contributor in the function where the AI is being used. Role 4, security and privacy reviewer. The person who reviews proposed AI use cases for risk. Could be your IT lead, your security officer, your compliance officer, or an outside advisor. Their job is to apply the 7 guardrails and the data boundaries to every proposed use case before it becomes a pilot. Lightweight at the start, more rigorous as you scale. 4 roles, mostly existing employees, part-time most of the time. That's your operating model staff. Now the part that prevents bottlenecks at the top and chaos at the bottom. Decision rights. Decisions made by the executive sponsor, program funding, major vendor approvals, risk acceptance for high-risk pilots, decisions to pause or stop a workflow, public communications about the AI program, decisions made by the program owner, pilot prioritization, cadence of reviews, metric standardization, vendor due diligence outcomes, connector approvals, workflow scaling decisions. Decisions made by the workflow owner, day-to-day operation of their workflow, quality checks, user training within their function, initial scoping of changes within their workflow. Decisions made by the security and privacy reviewer, approval or rejection of new use cases against the 7 guardrails, connector scoping, data classification application, required mitigations before a pilot starts. That clarity is what prevents 2 things from happening. 1, every small decision flowing up to the executive sponsor and clogging their calendar. 2, people freelancing decisions that should be reviewed. Here's the meeting cadence I recommend for SMBs. 3 meetings, that is the entire calendar. Meeting 1, weekly 15-minute program stand-up. Program owner, workflow owners, and security/privacy reviewer if available. Status on active pilots, blockers, near misses. 15 minutes, never more. Meeting 2, monthly 1-hour AI review. Executive sponsor, program owner, workflow owners. What is working, what is not, decisions needed, new use cases entering the queue. This is where most of the substantive program decisions happen. Meeting 3, quarterly 2-hour AI portfolio review. Same group plus any other executive stakeholders. The full picture, program ROI, risk posture, vendor performance, scale decisions. This is also the meeting where you brief the broader executive team or the board if needed. 3 meetings, that's it. Anything more is bureaucracy, anything less is invisible governance. And here is the most underrated artifact in the whole operating model, the intake pipeline. If you don't have an intake pipeline, three things will happen. New AI ideas will reach you randomly. Shadow AI will keep growing because there's no front door for legitimate use cases. And good ideas will die because they got proposed in the wrong meeting at the wrong time. The intake pipeline has 4 stages. Idea capture, where anyone in the company can submit a proposed use case in a standard short format. Triage, where the program owner and the security/privacy reviewer score it against the 4 criteria and the executive risk screen we covered in episode 3. Pilot queue, where approved ideas wait for capacity. Active pilot, where the work is happening with a 90-day clock and clear ownership. This pipeline does something more important than just organizing ideas. It tells your team there is a way to bring AI inside the lines. And that's how you reduce shadow AI, not by punishing it, by giving people a better path. Here's the close. You don't need a giant AI program. You need a lean one with the right roles, the right decision rights, the right cadence, and an intake pipeline that brings ideas inside. Most of the SMBs I work with can stand this up in 2 weeks. The hard part isn't the structure. The hard part is the discipline of running it consistently. If you can do that, you'll have a defensible program before most of your competitors are even sure who owns AI in their org chart. Subscribe and like if this was useful. And tell me in the comments, do you currently have a single named owner of your AI program? If not, that's the first move after this episode. Next up, and this is where part 3 gets very practical, the 90-day pilot playbook. The structure that turns AI experimentation into measurable business outcomes. See you there.